Hey guys, welcome or welcome back. Time to get cozy. Oh my god, I actually could cry. Oh, poor me. Under duress. It has been such a long week for me. I'm feeling exhausted, I'm feeling very tapped out. And when that happens, nothing sounds better to me than cancelling all my plans, cozying up inside with a good book. So that is the plan. Today's video is going to be a very cozy reading vlog where we start getting into some of the books on my TBR for September. Let me give you a little bit of an update of where we're at currently. And whilst I'm hoping that this weekend is going to be very restorative, because we're going to do a lot of cozy reading, I also know that's going to take a lot of energy out of me because I am excited about the books that we are going to be getting to. Okay, up first is the book that I've already started, and that is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillick. It is irritating me beyond belief that I've been reading this book for nearly a week and I'm only 39 pages in. You guys know how frustrating that is. It's like I've been getting into bed really late each night and reading a page or something and then being like, I can't do this, the story is too gripping, I need to just wind down and go to bed. I'm 39 pages in, the vibes are already flawless. We've met both of the main characters, we've met the gargoyle that everybody just says is so iconic and funny. So priority number one is getting some solid reading time and just sitting and reading through this. So we're gonna read this together. But, putting that aside for just a minute, I know so many of you guys have already DM'd me. You've already DM'd me, so I know that you know, and I know, and like we're all very excited, but Chestnut Springs, guys, something needs to I need something to fan myself. Guys, Chestnut Springs is coming to Netflix. There's gonna be a Netflix show of the Eaton brothers. Like, I am dead. We're gonna meet Daddy Cade. We're gonna meet Daddy Cade like in the flesh. And Theo Silva, like my love. Oh my God. I can't. So that's extremely exciting. And on top of that, I don't own Wildcard yet, which is just, I mean, look at this shelf. All the books are all tipped over. But my little Elsie Silver shrine, and it is not complete, and it just needs one more book to complete the mountain range, and I don't have it. And something tells me that Wildcard is going to be my favourite of that series. Oh dear, he's running around. Thank you. Is that you racing to a meeting? Huh? Are you racing to a meeting? Okay, anyway, I was saying the Wildcard I think is going to be my favourite of the Rose Hill series. I mean, X's dad, like come on now. So that's what we're doing first. We're going to leave now, we're going to head to the shops. I need to buy a copy. I can't believe I didn't pre-order it. Normally with these releases that I anticipate so much, I have them like arriving the day that they're published, but I didn't do that for this for some strange reason. So we need to go, we're gonna buy Wildcard, we'll come back, and then we're gonna have a very cozy couple of days. We're gonna start with this. I don't know what we're gonna read next. Maybe we'll dive straight onto Wildcard because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to cope with everybody having read it and not me. But maybe we'll pick one of the other like spooky books that we've got on the TBR. It's such a strong September TBR, guys. If you haven't seen the video where we picked our September TBR, go back, I think 2 videos to watch that. It's a really strong TBR. I'm excited. Okay, I already have more energy than I did this morning, so we're off to a great start. This is being restorative already and we haven't even started reading yet. First things first, the shops, then cozy cup of tea and reading a good book. What are you doing?
I'm sorry, looking for my slippers.
They're gonna be either in that cupboard or downstairs.
They're not, they need
Just as I was leaving the house, I was told Cameron, he was like, what's got you so excited? And I was like, I didn't tell you yesterday, Chestnut Springs is coming to Netflix. And he was like, Chestnut Springs. And he was like, oh, do you mean Daddy Cade? I was like, I do mean Daddy Cade. And I forgot that Cameron read it. Because when I was reading them, I was like, Cameron, these books are so good. And he was like, go on then, let me read one of your books. I was like, no, I'll give you like a boy book. I'll give you like Red Rising, or like I'll give you Six of Crows, I'll give you something else. And he was like, no, give me one of the ones that make you go slightly insane. And I was like, okay. He tried listening to the audiobook, because I think he audiobooked it as well or something, which is like even more aggressive. Yeah, he did audiobook it because he tried listening to the audiobook of Flawless, Rhett and Summer's book, and I think he found their voices, like he couldn't do it. I think he found Summer's voice too annoying, so he tried the next one and then was like, yeah, I like their voices, so listen to Heartless. I completely forgot that he's read it, and he said, oh well, that's going to be all in the casting. It's all in the casting. I said, it is going to be all in the casting, Cameron, you're right. And then he proceeded to suggest who he thought would be good casting options. He was like, it's got to be someone kind of like Rip, like grumpy, like Yellowstone, because he really liked Yellowstone, which I was, anyway, who would have thought? So Cameron's also now very excited about Chestnut Springs, and one of my best friends, Ben, I need to text him because he only read Flawless, but he loved Rhett and Summer so much, so I need to text him and tell him as well. And then I was telling Cameron about the plot of Wildcard. I was like, I'm gonna go buy her new book now, and I was like, guess the trope, and he was like, I don't even know what a trope is, I can't guess a trope. And I was like, okay, it's X's dad. And he just like shook his head and laughed, but I think he thinks I'm completely bonkers. But guys, I'm very excited about X's dad. Anyway, the sun is shining, it is a beautiful day. I'm just approaching the shops. See you when we get to Waterstones. It's the next day. Yesterday ran away from me a little bit. No reading happened. Today we're going to remedy that. But before we get into some just solid reading time, let me show you the books I got. Because we obviously went to get Wildcard, but I'm not going to lie. Waterstones was, it was giving. So we actually have 4 books, which I don't know who I think I am. I did not. Anyway, let me show you what I got. This is the little haul. Look at the sprayed edges on this one. Oh, they are so pretty. Okay, let's start at the top. Obviously, we got Wildcard. She's so beautiful. Honestly, I'm so excited. I'm X's dad, guys. And the truth is like, it is gonna hit as hard as we expect it to. Like, Elsie just every single time knocks it out the park. And we've got the mountain range, which is gonna match. And maybe I feel like I don't even want to put it on yet because I feel, no, I'm not gonna put it on the shelf. I'm gonna wait till we finished it, but we're gonna read this probably in this video. We'll see how we feel when we get to the end of The Night and the Moth, but picked up Wildcard. Next, finally, in the half price. First of all, this was half price. Well, it was buy one, get one half price. So it wasn't actually half price, but you know what I mean. One of these was half price. Also in the half price section, I finally got The Favourites by Lane Fargo. This has also been on my list for ages, and I just haven't been able to get my hands on it. I keep going into every Waterstones and asking if they have it, and they never do. And all of a sudden it was there, and it was in the half price section. For anyone that doesn't know anything about this book, I mean, I don't know loads about it, but I know that it's about 2 ice skaters, figure skaters. They have a very toxic, complicated relationship. Everybody says if you enjoyed Daisy Jones and the Six, which I definitely did, then you would enjoy this. The way that everybody talks about the toxicity is also kind of giving me Magnolia Park's energy. Obviously the storyline is nothing like that. Childhood sweethearts turned Olympic hopefuls. They captivate fans with their scorching chemistry, rebellious style, and roller coaster relationship both on and off the ice. Until that fateful day, as the world watched, the unthinkable happened. Everyone saw it. Nobody knows the truth, but that's about to change. This has a lot of like blinding 5-star reviews, so very excited to read it. That was a no-brainer to get that when I saw it. Then I picked up The Inheritance Games because I didn't know if I was necessarily going to read this, because this is by the same author as the Natural series, Jennifer Lynn Barnes. We all know by now how I feel about the Natural series, and I have been desperate to find a book that gives me that same feeling. And some of you guys have said that actually The Inheritance Games is even better than the Naturals. I find that hard to comprehend, but if you say it, I'm I'm gonna try, I'm gonna give it a go. And even if it's not as good, the fact that some people say it's almost as good or it's in the same stratosphere, I want to try it. So Avery is our FMC. Eccentric billionaire dies, gives her his entire fortune, but Avery doesn't know why. She has to move into the mansion that she's inherited, but it's filled with secrets and codes, and the old man's surviving relatives are desperate to find out why Avery got their money. And then she gets caught in a deadly game that everyone in the family is playing, but how far will they go to keep their fortune? Oh, sounds really good. And it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4 books. I don't know if it's like 4 books in the exact same series. Anyway, I finally picked up the Inheritance Games, and I'm thinking this is going to be perfect to read because this is also YA. When I need a bit of a break or a bit of a reprieve from some of the more intense books that I've got on my TBR for the rest of this season, this can mix it up while still being fast-paced and a little bit mystery thriller-esque, I guess. I don't know what category of a book this is. I guess it's like YA mystery. Then, oh my gosh, it's stunning. Then I got a exclusive edition of Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross. This book, as I understand it, is the prequel to Divine Rivals. We know how much I loved Divine Rivals. Loved, loved, loved. This is beautiful. First of all, here's a look at that cover. Then the artwork on the inside. Excuse me. That is stunning. And we've got, okay, let's just take off the whole dust jacket. Dragons. Look at that. Oh my gosh. What does it say? We were doomed, she and I. One day I would perish and she would live on, endless as the stars. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. And then we have this stunning sprayed edge. And what have we got on the back? Oh my god, we've actually got different, wait, is that different artwork? No, it's the same artwork. It's just from a different angle. Also, it's in the back. That is stunning. I actually know nothing about it. All I know is that it's a prequel to those books. And I think it's about the goddesses that are at war during those books, maybe. A sweeping new epic set in the world of Divine Rivals. I think it's a romance between a goddess and a mortal. Yeah, a mortal boy and a goddess. Stop it. I'm so excited. I don't know if this is YA or if it's not, but it was literally just too beautiful. I just saw it and gasped and thought I must have it. So those are the 4 books that we've got. A great haul, if I do say so myself. Now it's time to read. Honestly, it's time to read. I keep getting distracted. I keep putting it off. I should not have started rewatching The Vampire Diaries because now I keep doing that in the evenings. I keep just putting that on and I've got really sucked into it instead of reading. So that was a mistake. That was a mistake from me, and I can own that. I'm gonna go downstairs, pick up Night in the Moth, curl up on the sofa, do some reading, and I'll update you when I've got some thoughts on the Night in the Moth. Maybe once we, I'd love to get, I think I'm not even at 100 pages still, and I've been reading it for so long now, just not been picking it up properly. So let's get a good chunk of the way in, and then I'm gonna talk to you and update you. Time to get cozy. Crumbs of jealousy. Well, not even a crumb. He just was like, she was with him. She was with someone else. Like in a totally flat tone. Oh, but it's good. I can't explain it without reading it to you, and I'm not gonna spoil anything. But we've got crumbs of jealousy. The sun is so aggressive today, so I hope you can see me fine. I'm being kind of blinded by the light, but it's so nice to sit here and read that I'm just like, I feel like a little cat. I can't move. So it has taken me days. There is something about this book that is not bingeable, but I love it. And somehow both of those things are true. So I'm now just starting chapter 21, which is page 257, which means I'm about this far through. So it's 2/3, I think, of the way through. I feel like it's finally feeling, or the thing that's happening right now is quite dramatic. It's finally feeling a little bit more high stakes. Okay, first of all, things I really enjoy. I really like the characters. Love the gargoyle. He is really funny. I know I saw some people say that like the hype about how funny he was then kind of ruined it for them, and because they were like, yeah, he's not that funny. People have over egged how funny he's supposed to be. He is really funny. Like, he's made me laugh out loud several times. I love Rory. I like Sybil, but the plot feels quite like I don't feel especially invested in the plot. So this is on the back of the book, right? This is not a spoiler, of course, but the story follows this girl or this woman named Sybil, or Six, because her title, her name at the Abbey Cathedral in which she works is number 6, but her kind of normal name is Sybil, so she mostly goes by Six. The story is about Six, and it's her and 5 other diviners, and they are basically her sisters, and they go missing, and her and this knight go on this quest to try and find them. Somehow it just I don't know, maybe I was expecting, what's the best way for me to put this? It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't feel that high stakes. I don't feel like I care loads, which sounds terrible, but it doesn't. I kind of want to just like live in the pages of the cozy atmosphere that's created. I love the characters and hanging out with them, but I don't feel like driven by the plot in a way that I'm like racing to get through it. It's one of those books that I just want to kind of like pick it up, read a chapter or two, and then put it down. And it's a lovely story. The romance is very slow burn. It's just kind of like bubbling away in the background, but there's a lot more to it than the romance. It's really beautifully done. I predict this is following a very similar trend to One Dark Window, which wasn't a 5-star for me, but then Two Twisted Crowns like definitely was. And that is because One Dark Window built very slowly throughout the book. It was just like maybe not slowly, steadily. And I think maybe that's what's happening here, where I've got to 2/3 of the way through, maybe 70%, and all of a sudden things are really starting to pick up, and I'm starting to, it feels like the stakes are higher, more has been revealed. Oh, the postman's coming, one sec. Yeah, as I was saying, it feels like everything, the tension is growing, the stakes are getting higher, there's more risk involved. It's getting good, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to give this 5 stars, only because I haven't been like gobbling it up. It's been more like a cozy fantasy almost. The world feels quite small. It feels, or maybe I went into it with the wrong mindset. You know when you read like a big fantasy book and the world feels huge and like they have to travel for days to get from A to B, and this feels, they describe like little hamlets, and they are visiting each of these hamlets, and it feels like a very little, like very cute, kind of almost like a fairy tale world, and that's no bad thing. Like, that's no bad thing. And again, Rachel Gillick does like descriptive writing so well. It's such a perfect balance of being slightly poetical, and there is like little bits of poetry that she puts in there where it's not quite the same as One Dark Window where there's the rhyming cards, but there's almost equivalence in here a little bit, and she does those so well, and it feels like very descriptive, very atmospheric writing without feeling overdone and like overly lyrical. It's beautifully written. Love the characters. Actually really like the world. I think it's actually called like the Stonewater Kingdom, because that's the name of the Stonewater Kingdom book 1. So I'm really enjoying the Stonewater Kingdom if that's where they are. It's taking me ages to get through, guys. And maybe that's my biggest complaint, which is maybe this is one of the cons of doing Booktube. Sometimes I get the question like, do you feel like you need to read a lot of books? Gosh, I'm going off on a tangent. Do you need to like force yourself to read a lot of books? Like, has it taken the enjoyment out of reading? No, not at all. But there are some times like this where I'm like, oh, I usually like to read 3 books per reading vlog, and this is taking me like a week to get through. And so then I can't get the upload out when I want to get it out because I'm not gonna be able to read 3 books. So I do sometimes have to factor that kind of thing in. But that shouldn't be a detriment to this book. It's just a book that I think you should sink into and take your time with. Okay, I feel like that is enough rambling. At the point that I've stopped, it's extremely high stakes. Like, we're in the middle of a scene that is like a risk of death kind of a scene where we're in the throes of not quite battle but drama, and this is the first time that the stakes have felt like super high. So I'm now like really getting into it. Let's hope we can get through some more of this, otherwise this is going to be a 1 book reading vlog. But I believe in me, and I believe in us. I've got time today to read. Hopefully if we can get this finished today, we can start another book tomorrow. On that note though, like let me know, it would actually be helpful to know like how many books per reading vlog do you like? Or does it not matter? Like if it's only one book in a reading vlog, is that fine? Or is that too few? And you would actually prefer there to be 3, or is like 2, like let me know, because I don't know. I'm working it all out as I go, because it can always be the case that like I push a reading vlog out and you get more sit down review videos whilst I get through more books. And there's fewer reading vlogs, but there's more books in the reading vlogs, or I can do reading vlogs more often, but with fewer books in the reading vlogs. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. Okay, back to it. Oh, and the sun's out again. Blinding, but so nice. Oh my God, I actually could cry. We've just had our first nickname. Oh, it was so perfect. That was how you do it. Under duress, a first drop of a nickname that I like. That was 5 stars. Maybe that's transformed my whole review of this book. That is oh no, I could cry. That is a 5-star nickname drop. Oh, can you picture it? Can you picture it like a stressful life or death situation, and we get a oh, perfection. Oh no, it's so good. This is what happened with One Dark Window. Like this is exactly this is what happened. I was just like pootling along, being like, yeah, this is nice, and then all of a sudden it like transformed in the last like 20%, and then I was feral for the next book, and then the next book was so good. I don't know how many books in this series it's going to be. All I know is at the front it says The Stonewater Kingdom, Book 1. So maybe it's going to be another duology. That would be nice. I'd like for it to be a duology, so I don't have to wait for books and books and books. Oh, Rory. So loud, sorry, but we just had a don't fucking touch her. We've had a don't fucking touch her. One of the best lines, and you've got to do it right. You've got to do it right. Obsessed. It. What a weird book. I guess not a weird, I mean it is a bit of a weird book, but what a weird reading experience I've had with this book. It has taken me a full week to get through this, which for me is a very long time to read a book, especially when I am able to apportion so much of my time to reading. 1 book in a week is not a lot. I kind of mentioned it already, but there was something about this that just didn't grip me. I was really enjoying when I was spending time with the characters, but it wasn't like reaching to pick it up. And when I did pick it up, I'd read a chapter, and then I'd kind of want to put it down, or I'd zone out a little bit. I don't know, it just wasn't gripping me. However, the writing was beautiful. I loved the characters. I did love the adventure they went on. It just didn't consume me in that way. It really felt like dipping into a story that was existing outside of me. Whereas sometimes when I read a book, It's like I am in the story. Like when I'm not reading the book, I feel like a part of me is existing in some other realm. I don't know if that makes any sense, but like it's like part of the fabric of who I am. This is so dramatic. But like if I'm reading a really good book, it's like part of the fabric of who I am whilst I'm reading it, and there's like always something, like it's always a little bit there. This was like not really like that. It was kind of just like dipping into a lovely story. Again, try not to be too repetitive, but I did love the characters. Rory is such a fantastic MMC. The way that the romance builds and the way that he cares for Six is beautiful. Sybil I liked. I didn't have like huge feelings towards her, but I liked her. The gargoyle I did love. Like he was just the best character by a long way. He was the best character. And the abbess, I don't actually know how you pronounce that word, but like the abbess, she was also an amazing character, and I did like how that all unraveled. I think I'm gonna give it 4.25. I can't give it anything less than that because of how well-rounded the story is and how much I love the characters and just how unique it is. But it didn't really hit as hard as One Dark Window. It didn't feel as unexpected as One Dark Window. It could maybe even be a 4-star. No, I think it does deserve 4.25. I don't think I can give it anything less than that. I still really recommend it. I would love for you to read it. I can fully see why some people would just give this a shining 5 stars. I can also see why some people might find it, like it's not boring, but I can see why some people might not find it as gripping as the book. Anyway, I'm very excited to read the next one. I can't believe it took me a whole week. I'm kind of glad that I finished it now. It got to the point where I was like, you just have to finish this book, which I feel sad that I felt that way, but that could also not be the book's fault. Like I said, I know I'm blaming a lot on the Vampire Diaries right now, but that could also be that I'm rewatching that, and that is so gripping and I feel so invested. And this book just like couldn't compete with the Vampire Diaries, which maybe also says a lot, because there's definitely a lot of books that I do read that I'm like, I don't want to watch TV. I just want to read my book. I wasn't really feeling that way. Anyway, okay. I feel like that is a bit negative for me, but I really recommend it. I do recommend it. It's still very atmospheric, not as atmospheric as One Dark Window, and I personally loved the magic in One Dark Window, and I felt very gripped by that story. And if you guys saw the vlog, which is actually on my other channel, if you guys saw the vlog where I read One Dark Window and I literally like flung myself out of bed at the end to like race to get the next one, this I didn't really feel that. I kind of saw what was going to happen at the end. I knew it was coming, so I was kind of just like enjoying the arc that I saw progressing. It is left on a little bit of a cliffhanger, but I feel patient to know when the next one, like I can wait. You know, there are some books you finish and you're like, I can't wait. I can wait. And I will definitely read the next one, and I'll enjoy it when I read the next one. And like I said, maybe it'll be the same thing as One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns, where the second one like is just leaps and bounds above the first one, which is how it felt for me with the first, or just like the story really comes into its own in the second one. Maybe that's what will happen with this. Okay, I have to say I am a little bit disappointed I didn't get to read more than one book in this vlog, slash just like more than one book in this week, but I really want to get this video out for you today, so we're gonna leave this one here. Looking back, we actually did do quite well. We managed to go book shopping and get in a book haul, which I did not think was gonna happen in this video, and we read an entire book together. It's been a very cozy week. Next week is gonna be another reading vlog, and here's hoping we get through, let's set the target for 3 books for next week's reading vlog. So I will see you then. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. I hope you're in the middle of such a lovely book, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.